Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on three. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack.
Welcome to Ask Amy from What Fresh Hell Laughing in the Face of Motherhood, solving your parenting dilemmas one question at a time. This week's question is from Krista. She emailed us to say, my 3.5-year-old daughter all of a sudden started having nightmares several nights a week. Looking for suggestions on things we can do to help her, maybe before bed, to prevent them, or what to do when she wakes up with one. Right now, we've been letting her sleep in our bed, and she moves so much that none of us are getting any real sleep. Krista, I've been there, and the first step in not having nightmares is actually getting enough restful sleep. So we have to get her sleeping better, and you guys, before everybody's having nightmares. Everybody is having more vivid dreams and nightmares right now as a society. I'm sure you've seen the articles about that. And it is an intense time. We're all processing a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. And so the first thing is to make sure that your 3.5-year-old is not seeing or overhearing things that are scary or just make her feel uncertain. I'm sure you're on that, but think about what channel might be on when she's in the room. But there are other reasons that even right now we are having more vivid dreams. One is that dreams are more likely to occur, dreams and nightmares, during REM sleep, or lighter sleep. So when your sleep is disturbed or wakeful, there's more of that kind of sleep. So therefore you're going to have more dreams. And the other reason they think people are remembering their dreams right now is when we wake up naturally instead of waking up with an alarm, that we're more likely to remember our dreams. And so I thought that was interesting too. So your daughter is probably remembering them even in the morning if she's waking up without having to be woken up. Here are some things that might work for you. Look for a pattern. Is there a certain time of night that this usually happens? Nightmares usually happens after midnight, I was reading. And so you find out when at night it's happening, and then you try something called scheduled awakening, which means that right before you go to bed, whenever that is, you or your spouse will wake her up, send her to the bathroom. I mean, ideally, you do it about half an hour before the nightmare usually occurs. If that's too late for you, just do it when you're going to bed. Get her to go to the bathroom, sit her up. You have to wake her up, and she'll be groggy, and then she'll go back to sleep. But they think that just sort of resets the sleep cycle, and it helps them avoid that pattern that they've fallen into of having the REM sleep and the nightmare at that certain time. You have to keep that up for a couple of weeks to see if that works for you. It might. Make sure her bedtime is a regular one and that she's getting enough sleep. You can expand her bedtime routine a little bit. This seems to me to be the carrot that could kind of get her away from getting to sleep in mommy and daddy's bed, which is a little bit of a secondary gain she's getting for the nightmares. So expand her bedtime routine, make it a little longer, a little more special, and include a new ritual. 3.5 years old is old enough to understand that it's a dream and not real, but of course it's still scary. But 3.5 is young enough to still really buy into magical thinking. My daughter, I made the mistake when she was, I think she was 6. We watched Edward Scissorhands as a family. I mean, not a scary movie, but she was so scared that Edward Scissorhands was going to come into her room that what we did is we drew a picture of her guardian angel. We drew for the month of January what her guardian angel was going to look like. And she drew that and she kept it next to her bed, taped up where she could see the guardian angel watching her at night. And then she had a new guardian angel for February. And then by the time March rolled around, she never got around to drawing a guardian angel for March because she didn't need it anymore. She also was into dream catchers, and that's an activity. You can look that up on the internet and make one with your daughter, making it out of drinking straws or, whatever you have around. It'll help them. Something concrete that they can see will actually help them feel safer. On the other hand, you can also try some positive reinforcement for her staying in her bed the whole night, a sticker chart, a new book, something like that, because you are going to have to break that habit as well. If her frequent nightmares continue, if she starts showing other signs of distress like stomach aches, headaches, things like that, that can be a sign that you might need to make a doctor's appointment or at least a telehealth appointment and talk to somebody about it. But from what you've said in your letter, it sounds to me like this is a pretty standard thing that kids go through. And by using some magical thinking to combat the monsters and the nightmares, the good guys will definitely win out. I hope that works, Krista. Let us know how it goes. Send us your parenting questions. We might answer yours next. Email us questions@whatfreshhellpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.
Close your eyes. Focus. Listen to work getting done with Monday.com. Relax as AI does the manual work, while your teams are aligned on a single source of truth. Feel the sensation of an AI work platform, so flexible and intuitive, it feels like it was built just for you. Notice you're limitless. Now open your eyes, go to Monday.com, start for free, and finally, breathe.